Well, you couldn't ask for a better day here at Grand River Raceway. It's got to be 20 degrees out, sunny, no wind. There are some shadows. We are at a new track. So obviously a little different from the Ohio experience where the horses were stabled there. We just go to the track, warm up, bring them back to their stalls. All these babies shipped up today, 30 minutes in the trailer, came here, went on to a new track. Not just a new track, a smaller track. We trained on a 5/8 at first line. This is a half-mile track. I know there's going to be some trouble with that for a couple of them. My mount in the first, ready for landing, is going to struggle a bit. But it's a good experience. They're going to see the gate today. They're going to be in a group of horses. This they're always used to. But they're going to be seeing a lot of new stuff today, and how they take that in and how they behave says a lot about how they've been trained and how they'll operate here moving through the next month into their summer staking series. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. It's going to be a great day. We only have, I think we're scratched down to 16. Don't talk about Bruno. Had a little cut in his back heel, and there was a little surface infection there. We didn't want to bother bringing him and experiencing. It's one thing to come here and learn everything new. It's quite another to come here when something's bothering you and try to do it. So we gave Bruno the day off. Moundsfrawl was a little bit sick this week, but he's as far ahead as any of these guys are going to be today, as he was training harder in Ohio this winter. So we have 16 here. You guys, it seems like everybody had a great time over at the breakfast. It should be a great day, a fantastic day. Couldn't ask for any better weather. Let's hope the horses behave. So with that, I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to push it on over to the three guys over in the truck, let them talk about all the horses and what's going on today. The tractor's just on the track, cutting the last little bit in the rail and the 2-wide and the 3-wide path, so we can get the horses out in just a minute. Take care.
All right, good afternoon, or good morning, I should say, everybody, and welcome to the thestable.ca open house. Thanks so much to Anthony. Mark McKelvey, pleased to be joined by one of the sport's most prolific sires, Fred McDonald, and to my right is Jim Gillespie. And Jim, you were with us for the Ohio open house a few weeks back. Fred, this is old hat for you, but I can't help but notice your partners at the desk seems like maybe you've gone a little younger this time.
Yeah, I feel a lot younger. I'm used to dealing with Billy O'Donnell, and he had a birthday 2 weeks ago, and he turned 65. I'm not used to dealing with old-timers, and so we graduated Billy for today. So I'm not used to either dealing with these young guys. These guys are 29 or 30, or so I don't know if they reached 30 yet, so very uncomfortable for me. I don't travel with 29 and 30-year-olds anymore.
Oh, I don't know about that. You're young at heart, no doubt about it. Jim, you know quite a bit about the young horses, and I know we had a chance a couple of weeks ago, like we said, to go through the Ohio group. What were you keeping an eye on there that morning that maybe we will also keep an eye on here today?
Yeah, the one main difference today Anthony touched on was these horses they shipped in from first line, new track, new shadows, different size track. Everything's going to be new to them, so providing everything goes good, but these are rookies, and sometimes miscues happen.
A little bit of a different atmosphere, no doubt about it, compared to first line. A lot different atmosphere. In fact, you've got a lot of people who have been moving into the paddock to go see the horses. You got a little more surroundings, whether you got the shadows coming off the light poles and the grandstand. So it'll be different. It'll be interesting to see how these horses are able to handle it. We've got 4 sets in total here today, and the first one, as Anthony just alluded to, will be coming onto the track very shortly. We'll take some time to go through the various horses and keep you up to date on who you will see out there. But Fred, through these open houses over the years, what's some of your favorite parts about them? What do you enjoy about this? I know that you're a pretty social guy, so I mean you can add in the fact that it's just a great morning to get people out, but also a lot of fun to see these youngsters and get that good look.
The biggest thing for me is the gigantic improvement in the quality of the yearlings going. They started out, I have all the sales there and stuff I got from year 1. I think this is year 8 we're doing it. And when you look at the catalog from year 1 to catalog today, I mean, it's unbelievable with the amount of, you're getting horses like a sister to King of the North and a sister to What the Hill, or a brother to What the Hill, and Century Fair that Dave Ratchford had down in Sydney, and Doc Moore had made 1.4 million, something like that. You get brothers and sisters of these kind of horses all through these pedigrees. So you can see it's a gigantic improvement.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Also, something that stood out to me looking at the various pedigrees, we're going to get a look at some 2-year-olds that are from first crops of some pretty high-profile horses who are now going to make their impact on the other side of the game. That in the breeding shed, Green Shoe stands out to me. What have you seen so far, Jim, from some of these new first crop sires?
Yeah, from the Green Shoes and there are definitely ones I got my eye on, and the Captain Crunch Colt too as well. Half brother to Forever Boy. He looks so far so good.
And there you go. You talk about some pretty impressive siblings. Forever Boy won the Charles Juravinsky Memorial just this past Sunday night at Flamborough Downs. Here's a look at the first set. We do have a scratch, so it'll be a compact group of 3 that will go forward. And you will notice here we're not just on the trot, we're also on the pace. Let's go through these horses here. Fred, the first one that we're going to take a look at is Insider Trading. And that one, if I can see the screen here, Amy's going to go with that one here, and this is a Green Shoe, so right off the hop we get a chance to see a youngster from his first crop.
Yeah, Green Shoes, they tell me, Anthony was telling me they were very hard to break at first, but he said they've really turned the corner and stepped it up, and some of them, actually Anthony said some of them can fly. So they have great speed to start with, so it's not strange to have yearlings, not start off so good, and then all of a sudden, whammo, away they come. Remember 2 years ago they had 3 Point Blue Chip and he didn't train all that great all winter. And as soon as the summer come, whammo, he was the best colt.
Yeah, and this
you never know.
This horse here does have some pretty good pedigree, track record, I guess you could say, because clearly on the page when I look at his bloodlines, JL Crew stands out, Jim. What a performer he is.
This one, I think Anthony believes this was a bit of a steal early on in the sale, and they ended up putting his hand up, and I think they got her for $42,000.
Not too bad, and we'll see how that one is able to fare here this morning. The next one that we will take a look at that is out, though, is Mounds for All. And Anthony mentioned it, just can't go here this morning. Doesn't mean that you're completely off, the beaten path and getting off the plan early in the season.
Yeah, a notable pedigree on that one, too. I believe the stable has Tactical Mounds in the New Jersey Sire Stakes tonight.
So there you go. We'll move on now to Ready for Landing. Tactical landing, and we've seen Anthony in the stable kind of take a shot on those tactical landings. Some people have had varying success, and I'd say I'm not surprised to see them go right back to him.
Yeah, this is a well-bred son of Tactical Landing, half-brother to What the Hill, who I know they have quite a few of those in the Ohio operation.
Yeah, and What the Hill would have been a Hambletonian champion. Got disqualified that year. Controversial, to say the least there. But, hey, imagine just the difference this horse would have been at the sale had What the Hill stayed up as the winner of the Hambletonian.
Yeah, absolutely. And then take a look at the second dam. The first foal of the second dam is a horse called Majestic Sun. Majestic Sun happens to be the sire of our horse, aged horse in PEI. He's beaten the Open 6 years in a row. He's now 10. His name is Freddie. And that's the sire is.
How'd they come up with that name?
Majestic Sun. Most people say you changed the name. No, we bought him after he had raced up here. I think Colin Johnson had him racing mostly at Flamborough and a half-mile track. So we bought him 6 years ago. My partners, they're called the Three Wiseman Stable. And that was a wise buy.
Yeah, no doubt. If you look at under the second dam, like you said, you see Majestic Sun. Some people don't necessarily go back too far, but it is kind of fun to trace the lineage of some of these horses. And when you see a horse like Majestic Sun, a Canadian Trotting Classic winner, a star, a standout, certainly is going to catch your attention when you're looking at the page.
Yeah, he certainly wasn't a flash in the pan, and did a lot for Canadian racing that year, taking down Gladmaster all 3 times.
Yeah, you're right about that. Let's move on now to the final horse we'll meet, and that is going to be Mick Paisley. So we mentioned that we were looking at some trotters. Now we have here a filly from McWicked. And McWicked, what a performer he was. Tough as nails. You think about the layoffs that he had in his career, then to come back and get to the top level, to pace some of those big miles, to go against some of the best in the sport week in and week out and go about 47, 46. I think did he go a 46 mile, 46 and a piece at the Red Mile, I want to say, McWicked?
Yeah, I believe it was 46-2 one day. He was a top performer at the age level. Even as a young horse, I think he was in the matron for Andy and Julie Miller, and it'll be interesting to see the first crop, how they pan out.
Yeah, and that's the thing about him. He had longevity, and maybe we'll see if that gets passed on to his sons and daughters. But here with Mick Paisley here, you're looking through, and this is a bit more of a, I was going to say, a younger family in the sense that the first dams only had a couple of foals.
Yeah, that's right. And I wonder if that first foal is first foal of the mother It's called Lord Anthony, and I wonder if that had anything to do with Anthony buying him. You think? No, he wouldn't do that.
I would say it caught his attention, though.
He was a real fast horse for Jay Coughlin, I believe.
That's
Really?
correct.
And
Yeah,
he
he's
said
got a
it
big
looked-
mark. I noticed it right there. A beaten best of 50-3, but a mark of 51-1 as a 3-year-old. That's no slouch. All right, the horses are coming onto the track for our first of 4 sets here this morning. Thanks for joining us for the thestable.ca open house here live from Grand River Raceway. A different location this year here for the open house in Ontario. And the one thing about Grand River, a lot of people they just love this track. Why? Because of the intimacy. You can just get right up on the rail. You can get real close to the action on a regular race night. It's not unusual to see the drivers conversing with the fans as they move up and down, getting set to go forward. So I think this is a pretty great spot. And you got a half-mile oval here. Do you want to see these horses be able to handle turns, Jim? I mean, if you took them to a track like Mohawk, you've got that tight first turn. After that, though, I mean, the last turn, some people don't even really consider it a turn.
Yeah, it's just one of those things today. Everyone's gonna be trying to be safe, get them around good, and try not to create any bad habits, Mark.
Yeah, you're right about that. So I think so far we've seen 1 or 2 step out onto the track, and there is a look at ready for landing. So Anthony is going to go with that one, and we saw Amy already on the track with insider trading. Now, according to the list they gave us here, Louis Waugh supposed to be here this morning to go with Mick Paisley, but Louis unable to be with us here this morning, so we will have a few, I guess you could say, late driver changes, so to speak. Mario, of course, an integral part of the thestable.ca. He's busy on a morning like this, and he's going to sit behind Mick Paisley.
One of the other new things we have in the dimension today, Mark, is the starting gate for the first time for all of these horses. So a little different atmosphere.
So this is interesting, and I think for some of maybe the owners that are maybe new to the thestable.ca, maybe for some that have been a part since day number 1, and I'll turn this over to you, Jim. When, for a lot of these horses, would be the first time they go behind the gate? Do they do that at the farm? Or for a lot of them, is it that first baby race, or do you try and get them schooled?
Yeah, everyone's different, and the horse all depending on, every horse is an individual, and, I think it's a great time today, even though they are on camera, and some of them will shy away from it. It's a great learning curve.
And, of course, the gate, can really work with them on a day like today. There's no trying to go 100 to catch the gate, and on a day like today, you're probably just going to make sure everybody can get their nose up there and get comfortable with it. People continuing to file in here this morning, and really nice turnout.
I would say the dining room was full. And I went down to the paddock where you can it's so handy here. Everything is in a ground floor level, which it makes it ideal for anybody that has mobility issues or stuff like that. But you can go right from the dining room, walk right down into the paddock, and that's what they're doing. Finish breakfast, going down and look at their horses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people here today that are shareholders. I bet you at least half of them are shareholders, or maybe them all.
I would think so, and you don't have to watch out for stairs. So it's a pretty good day like today to come on out and enjoy a little breakfast, and then watch the horses go.
Curtis, that's not allowed. Don't mention that name.
Curtis,
CJ Ray.
Curtis McDonald behind the scenes, his entire crew at Cujo Entertainment, doing a great job. Quick turnaround for the folks, and even for us, after being at Western Fair last night for the Camelot Classic, and we get to do some fun stuff sitting here at the desk talking about the racing. Those guys got to do the heavy lifting, getting everything set up, wired, getting everything in place for the shows. They don't get to just, when the night's done, jet down the road.
Don't forget, Curtis had to do the basketball game last night. London Lightning playing. There you go.
Yeah, London Lightning. So Cujo Entertainment, as busy as ever. Must run in the family, Fred. You guys don't sit still.
No, you got to keep in this business. Got to keep moving. Got to keep moving. It's the only way. If you don't want to be a hard worker in this business, you're going to be fall behind. So you got to just keep trucking, keep moving, and away you go. I feel better today working with young guys with no gray hair, or at least they have hair and they're all black and black hair and brown hair, and it's nice. I feel younger already. God knows where I'm gonna go for jogs afternoon. You never know.
I don't know about that. You're probably setting it up. I'll spot a gray hair in the mirror here later tonight. Jim, the 3 horses that are out on the track, looks like they're gathering on the backstretch, but just explain kind of what the thought process